Three cosmetic procedures that can actually make you look older. Yes, you heard it right, older. Cosmetic procedures are meant to make you look more natural, more refreshed, more youthfulness. But there are three cosmetic procedures, if not done correctly, if not done in the right hands, or if overdone, can actually have the reverse effect and can make you look older. Let's actually start with dermal fillers. Dermal fillers are actually used to make you look refreshed, to actually fill up lost volume, to even at some extent tighten the face, provide hydration on the face, and decrease the lines that you see and improve the contours. But dermal fillers, if done improperly in unqualified hands, can actually create more problems. So, for example, let me tell you, if you want to get rid of these lines, people end up injecting a lot of fillers in the lines. And if it's not done properly, it can actually make this so-called fold or line or nasolabial heavier. The right way is to actually put a filler and stretch the skin back. So yes, this is one of the examples. Similarly, if you keep putting and adding more volume rather than in the improper places, rather than in the correct places, then dermal fillers can actually give you the so-called overfilled syndrome, or the balloon or the pillow faces that we often see nowadays on social media. To avoid all these kind of balloon faces and all, dermal fillers have to be done properly. Which fillers to be used at what place, this can only be done with a qualified doctor. Hence, not done appropriately, dermal fillers can actually make the face look unnatural and heavier. So yes, get a proper consult done to know whether you're a good candidate for dermal fillers, and definitely get injected only by qualified professionals. Second treatment is Botox. Yes, you heard it right again. Botulinum toxin or Botox. Now we all know that Botox is a household name. It basically it relaxes the muscles so that they don't repeatedly contract. Once they don't repeatedly contract, you do not get the lines. Okay, so dynamic lines or wrinkles is what Botox is used for. But if it is overused, if it is not used in the correct places, or if it goes in wrong muscles, it can actually have a negative effect. Okay, so Botox is sometimes used to elevate the brow because the brow falls while aging. But if you make the brow drop down, it can actually make you look much older, more matured, and can give you an unnatural look. Also, if it's done too much, it can actually freeze your expressions. Your face looks as if it's frozen, expressionless, or so-called Botox face. Okay, so that's another problem with Botox. Then again, if it's done incorrectly in this particular lower jaw, it can actually increase a bit of sagging out here rather than decrease it. So yes, there again, you can have an unnatural look, and the Botox can make you probably look more mature and a bit older than what you should desire to look. So yes, if you want to do Botox, do it in the correct hands so that you do not get any of these problems, and you definitely don't get the frozen look or unnatural or an older or more matured look. Thread lift. Yes, again you heard it right. Thread lift is what I'm talking about. Now we know traditionally thread lift are threads which have small barbs or hooks in them, which actually pull the skin, anchor the skin, and help to pull up. But if they're inserted in the wrong plane, in the wrong direction, it can actually have a negative effect. Okay, another thing what threads do, what people often forget, the newer generation threads actually stimulate more of collagen and elastin. If there is of excess of threads put and more collagen elastin stimulated in areas where you don't want it to happen, it can actually make the face look heavier. So yes, if threads are done too much, the face looks over pulled. It's like as if you put your face in a wind blown tunnel, that pulled look, that can happen. If it's not put in the proper directions, then it can have wrong vectors. So if I put a thread this way, it can make the face look broader, more matured, and actually older. If I put too many threads in the jawline and it lands up stimulating more and more collagen, it can make the lower jaw actually heavier in the long run, and it can have a negative effect where you actually have a heavier lower jaw, so you don't get a trim face and make you look older and far more matured. So threads have to be done accurately, correctly, by a qualified doctor only. Otherwise, they can have a lot of negative effects. So yes, the problem is not the cosmetic procedures. The problem is wrong selection, or wrongly done procedures. Everybody desires to look more youthful, but the idea is to look natural, to definitely not look overdone. And yes, you should look as if you've just gone on a vacation, you look more refreshed, you look happier rather than what otherwise you would in your daily life. So the idea is to look more refreshed, look natural, and when patients look at you, should say, "Oh, you look happy," "Oh, you look more refreshed," "Oh, you look as if you've gone on a vacation." Okay, and "Oh, it's looking so natural," rather than saying that you've done something. That is the goal of all these aesthetic procedures. Hence, these cosmetic procedures should be personalized, should be conservative, should be done stepwise by experienced doctors, and hence they will make you look more natural and refreshed. And always get them done by somebody who understands facial harmony, facial anatomy, and facial balance. And hence, you have to go to a qualified doctor.